Right then, let's get going then. So Momo versus Respect, this set is. This was loser semi-finals at a recent tournament. It was quite a stacked PogChamp actually, but I'm interested to see how this goes because I'm not entirely sure how this matchup goes for Lucas. I can see it being difficult for Lucas to deal with Mega Man's lemons because they kind of outzone PK Fire and things like that. Anyway, let's give it a look. So hello, Kyler. I do have the advantage of already knowing a lot of Momo's bad habits, so I'm going to try not to pick up on them without them being shown in the VOD. Good coverage. So something I want to point out is that like when you're fighting Mega Man, you have to be very careful, very mentally strong in order to not get tilted by getting peppered by lemons all the time. Because while it feels like, oh man, I just can't stop getting hit, you're only taking like 1% per lemon. Yeah, it was good coverage there with the down smash. Missed that. Let me go take a look. How did he lose that stock? Oh, just some crap DI. Okay then. That was really sick. So I can definitely see the brawl Lucas in Momo, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like he's got all the gimmicks down, he's got all the little movement tricks, but sometimes it's to the detriment of himself. That's gonna be it, isn't it? Yeah. It was a good game one from Momo there, but a lot of this can be troubling to him because he'll do the sick movement thing because he can, rather than because it's the best option. I expect to see Reese punish it a bit later, but you can definitely see the Brawl Lucas in that because Brawl Lucas had so many like different movement things that would just made him zip around the stage, look really silly. Good conversion there. Can't believe that thing only heals 3%, by the way. Right, so you actually got away with it there. But I'm going to pick out something that just occurred. So I think your punish game is sick, Momo, and your defensive game is pretty solid too, but I feel like your biggest issue is in the neutral. And while your character's not exactly strong when you're playing neutral, there are definitely times where I look at you do something and I'm like, well, he's just kind of done that for no... Like, it doesn't... I can't really see a reason behind it. It's like you've just been like, okay, I want to approach now. And some of your key things are like where you do things that should really be spaced and you do them in an unsafe way or you do them with an approach. Like when you jump into someone with a PK fire, I'm always there like, hello S1. So I always look at like when you jump in with a Zaire and you do it in a couple of seconds from now, and I'm always there like, I don't understand what you're doing. So we'll go take another look real quick at that. Here. So in this situation, like, yeah, you're at the edge of the stage. I can understand that kind of is a crap position to be in, especially with Lucas, because you kind of want to retreat with everything. But to jump forward with a Zaire, kind of, I don't know. Like, I feel like you shouldn't get away with it. So, like, we'll look at it, like, you jump at him with a Z, and by all rights, Respect should look at them and be like, well, that's not safe. In fact, that's very unsafe, and hit you with something. I feel like Reese, in that regard right there, was too focused on his lemon game to really be like, oh, he's just approached me. But if he knew the matchup a little bit better, because I don't think he's really played any like high-level Lucases. If he like knew what was coming, if he was prepared for that, he would have been able to hit you with something. And you would have taken at least a reasonable chunk of damage and lost the stage completely. Instead, you got away with it, but I'm sure some point later on you're going to get punished for this. And I'll guarantee we'll see a lot of times where you get shield grabbed for your own approach where it's not really an option. Especially when you've got a lot of things that can like pressure a shield or pressure someone like a medium range, like your forward is very good on block. Forward tilt, obviously, that's kind of hard. That's difficult to do at mid range. You can do like a spaced Zaire instead. You jump in and then fade back if you see them not doing something. But these rising Zaires, I don't rate them. And, like, you got away with it. Like, you saw he tried to punish with an upper, but it's just too slow. If he'd have just forward head instead. And that was you just being eager to get off, like a get out of a bad situation. I can't really blame you for that. Good ledge coverage. Yeah. You are so good at that conversion. Like, for real. Okay, so honestly, there was a couple of situations where you should have gotten eaten a punish there. What a strange interaction. Is he gonna catch you trying to be? Oh no! Okay, you managed to get off the platform safer there. See, that was another one of those jumping Zaires. That's honestly one of your biggest bad habits. Alright. I'm gonna see just how you got caught by that, actually. Gotta go back a little bit further. What did you do that? Yeah, see, that's another questionable approach. Like, that's not like a common one you do. But I feel like when you decide that, like, I'm gonna approach now, you're kind of gonna go for it, and I'm not seeing where the bait, like, what he's doing to, like, earn that attempt, I suppose, or like to give you the question that you can do that attempt. So there you kind of rolled in and up tilted, which I suppose was to try and catch the jump. So I can see where you're coming from there. But he's not actually committed there yet, so I'm not sure why the attack's happening. And, you know, there's game gone, really. Anyway, we'll see game 3. So I'm fairly sure this was a best of 5. This is a long set. I might not review the whole thing because it is very long. Okay. Kind of put yourself in a bad position there for no hugely discernible reason. See, there it was again. It was another. That was another like, I'm approaching now kind of approach, and Mega Man was kind of just, well, Reese wasn't there. Yeah, like he was long gone when you landed with the Nair. At that point, it should, I suppose that's possibly like a hit confirming kind of problem. Like, once you've got the combo, you're very good, but when you've missed it, it's like you kind of ooh, ow, that kind of sucks. But like, it's like you keep trying to go for it even if it's not on anymore. I suppose now thinking about it, it's not even hit confirming, it's miss confirming. So at this point you're just getting kind of antsy to try and like land the kill. Which is, again, understandable, because it's like Mega Man's gaining the lead on you. You're not able to hit him. He's hitting you with pellets. It's really annoying. It's completely understandable. Honestly, oh man, man's heavy, you know. Yeah, good PK fire there. Yeah, good boxing, good boxing. I feel like at this point, Reese is really taking advantage of your the fact that you really do want to like finish this off as soon as possible. He knows you're looking for a grab for the most part, because that's like your most reliable way of landing stuff. And if Reese watches his back, I really feel like he should be like just taking the forward air hit rather than always going for the neck, because it's a lot easier and a lot you can get the confirm a lot earlier. Yeah, that's a good grab. Catching his like greedy approach when he didn't need to. Alright, that was better. That was better. That was the sort of thing that I would expect to see from you, because like this was a risky nair, and it's not something because it's like if you saw a Mewtwo like approach you with nair, you wouldn't really think that's a good option, because it's not got a great hitbox, which that doesn't really either have a great hitbox. But it's like it's an option that's got quite low lag. But like the fact that you did the jabs and then you were like, okay, I'm okay. I've not hit him. That's like a good. I don't know. I don't really know the term for it, because it's like it's not a hit confirm. You're confirming that you're not hitting it, so it's like the opposite. But it's like you're aware that it's aware that the pressure is pretty much finished, so you need to change it up. Otherwise, you're going to get punished. But so that's very good. Oh, and you're struggling. Yeah, that was just standard. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find an exact point which kind of points out exactly what I'm saying, because you're pressing a whole lot of buttons, understandably, because Lucas is gonna be the character who presses a lot of buttons when in neutral, like in a similar way to Mega Man, really. Good patience, this is good patience. Like, neutral. Alright. Alright, so you took. Okay, you know what, you got away with it there. Alright, so you got hit there. Was it here? It was from here. Yeah, here. I'm gonna go back a couple of frames. Or like 20. So you're in this position. Like, you've got a good bit of stage control. Like, you've not got a whole lot of stage to work with, I will admit. Like, that's not a good deal of stage to work with, and Mega Man's absolutely got the stage control. But he's not really able to pressure with anything. He's just landing. He hasn't got a metal blade he can pull. So if he wants to get that key option, like, this is key for him. We all know that. If he wants that, he's got to run at you in order to get that. With that pressure, you can space with a PK Fire. Like, you've got all of these things open to you. You've got PK Fire. You can go like, pew. Or you could get out the rope snake and go snack. The little fork tongue there. Yeah, that's a good snake. But you got the snake there, so you've got all these little tools that you can zone him with, and you can basically be like, this area is closed. You can't come here. This area, you're just completely like, no. And immediately you'd have to retreat a little bit with the PK Fire. But you've still got enough stage to work with there. So it's not like it's a problem, but instead you've kind of opted to approach in a position where Lucas isn't a fast character. We all know that. But in order to approach, you've essentially had to run a little bit, jump at him, and then throw out a hitbox. So you did the little hexagon kick. It's not safe. Like, nothing you have really is safe when you jump towards them. Now, if you'd have instead like ran a bit further and jumped more vertically, I would have been more interested. I'd be like, okay, that's a viable option, because then at least you can push them back with the forward air and put yourself in a better position. But I feel like your love of jumping straight into people really does hurt you, especially versus any character with like anything bad off a shield grab or anything like damaging off a shield grab or any sort of like good at a shield. And I feel like that's definitely going to hurt you. So you absolutely need to watch to not do that. But like if we look here, like you just ran and jumped at him, and yes, okay, you've only taken what 4 or 5%, but that really aggressive approach in a situation where it was kind of predictable, if it was going to be so easy to react to, I feel like that's one of the many things that you do that really hinders you. If you do less of those, like I mean, you still need to approach, but if you did less of these approaches that were so open to being counter-attacked, I feel like you'd do so much better. And we'll keep watching this. Oh yeah, this is good coverage. See, like I've always said that I feel like your offensive and like recovery game is really solid. Right, so now you're like really struggling because you've got to get off the ledge. Oh, he DO'd that trash. Yeah. See, that was... I mean, I know that's supposed to be a confirm. But I feel like you probably... I don't know, I feel like you should probably be aware that that's not true. Your use of up tilt, actually, I find really baffling. I don't feel like it's a good move. It's fast, but it's so unsafe. Like, you honestly shouldn't have died that early there. Listen, guys, it's not my fault that EA are the ones that submit stuff all the time. He's the only EI guy on here today. Allow me. I don't feel like Lucas is a character who can really afford to compete by just jumping at someone with hitboxes. You need to space your projectiles and stuff. There wasn't a mistake. He AC'd it correctly. There's not enough. There was no lag there at all. See, the things I'm telling you about doing, like where you're pressing buttons and approaching when you don't need to. Reese is doing the exact same thing. So this would be really good if he watches back as well. He should have really Shoryuken you there, because he had time. Ooh, close. Right, so I'm predicting that you're going to land a grab here, and this is going to be good for everyone. So, at this situation, it is pretty well known that like Mega Man's going to struggle to kill here unless he hits a back or an up smash. Lucas is looking primarily for a grab. because he will be able to convert with the down air up, down throw up air, and it will kill Mega Man here. Any other character would probably kill him with an up throw on this stage. So that being said, when you are at kill percent, you need to adjust your game plan to be aware of the fact that your opponent is probably going to be, looking for that particular option. When I play against Momo, as soon as I hit like 110, 120, I am playing the most conservative game plan ever, because I know I'm going to see a grab come out. He is going to be looking for the grab, and as soon as I see him grab, I'm ready to punish it. And that's honestly how I win most of my games versus Momo. It's just as soon as I hit that percentage range, it's just, okay, I'm not giving you any chance to grab from now on. The reason a lot of the top tier characters are top tier is because they can force these situations on you, whether you like it or not. But I reckon Reese is going to put himself in a bad position here. Momo's going to grab him, and Momo's going to finish the combo. So you see Momo wants to grab. But instead he's approaching really hard, and oh look! He was fishing so hard when he actually didn't need to do it yet. You don't want to put yourself in that position. I know this is for Momo, not for Reese, but I want to point out that I want to just point out to all the viewers, all dozen or so of my viewers right now, that it's incredibly obvious that Momo wanted that grab. And honestly, if Reese was a bit more aware of the fact that Momo was going to go for the grab, he could have punished one of those grabs really badly and probably taken that game. So if that's for you, Momo, I'd be like possibly a little bit more conservative on the grabs. Once it's kill percentage, it's a little bit telegraphed. Sorry, I'm going back a little bit. There. I'm not sure what you were going for here. Like, I mean, I know you're in a terrible situation, so you're kind of limited on options. But I'm not sure why you air dodged. Why, if you jumped and saw that Reese was nowhere in your line of, sight, why not fade back? Something I've noticed that you do is when you jump at someone, you are all in on that jump. There's no like pulling back away, or there's no. It's like as soon as you leave the ground, you are doing the thing that you left the ground to do. There's not really any changing as you go. And you took admittedly you didn't die, but you took big damage for that. And you're still in the disadvantage from it. Alright, so on the other end of the spectrum, you know Roos is looking for a backer. Yeah, there we go. That was just a bit of a laggy, PK fire there. Yeah, that was a good grab. Missed. That's like a confirm that you almost always get, so I'm surprised you missed. I figured out the term I wanted. You're not a very reactive player. You when you do things, you know what you're gonna do before you looked at what the opponent's doing. This forward air hit, like, he was like, when you did, like, you knew you were gonna do that before you left the ground. And I know it's hard to react in that situation. I'm not gonna pretend it's an easy thing to react to, but it should be at least on your mind that, oh, he's moved from where I was aiming, and possibly, like, you know, adjust yourself, because you took a fair bit of damage for that, and you're not in a position where you can really afford to take any damage. That, not dead. It was a poor DI though. So he's looking for a back air or an up smash again. So don't throw anything in a range where he can land in and punish with one of those. Doing a good job of it so far. Ah, and he nearly got you for that. See, this is fine. You're playing a good game plan here. Like, you're not putting yourself in a bad position. That roll-in was poor. Like, just keep going. You're doing fine here. You're doing a good job. Honestly, this is really good gameplay for this particular situation. That was terrible. You were doing so well. I couldn't remember if you won that or not. But you were doing really well. You weren't putting yourself in a position to die. Every time you lost a stock, it wasn't because you were stuck in an unwinnable situation, or a situation where you couldn't get out of it. It was because you committed way too hard in a position where he was able to get to you with a dangerous move. It happened both of the stocks in that last game. So, like, make sure to watch out for that, because when you're in death percent, you have to play so much more careful with that. Pretty much all of my kills, I know I get almost all of my kills on you off dash attack. And it's because I'm waiting for you to commit to something in a range where I can punish it. So make sure to try and watch your opponent a little bit more when you play. Watch what they're doing. And see if they're like, right, if I do this thing here, can they punish me for it? Because ideally with Lucas, you don't ever want to really put yourself in a situation where you can get punished. Because Lucas while he's like able to get out of combos quite well, and he doesn't have to worry about, you know, being like juggled to high hole, he does suck really hard at getting off the ledge. Like, honestly, I don't know many characters that are worse at getting off the ledge than Lucas. Like with Ike, I just stand at the ledge and shield, and I beat every option. Not many times do I get that privilege. So make sure to not get put into disadvantage, because if you end up on the ledge, you're gonna take way more damage than just the combo that you might have initially taken. And it's the same when you're in kill percentage, because you know, maybe like lower level players, they're not going to punish you properly for it. But like as you saw here, when Reese saw the opportunities, when you gave him a chance to land a kill move when you were at kill percent, he took it. Pretty much every time he took it, and that honestly won him that set. Anyway, I hope that was helpful for you, Momo. I know you're probably not in the chat right now, but the VOD will go up online afterwards.